Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a good one today. I'm Nick, and I'm continuing on with my October review series with the movie Terrifier, which got a wide release in 2018. But before we get into it, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this type of content, because I'm doing this all October, so you don't want to miss any videos. And let's dive in. So with Terrifier 2 hitting theaters, what better time to review the original? I have never seen All Hallows Eve. I've only seen this film. This is the third time watching it. And let me tell you, it gets better for me every watch. I was very mixed on it the first time I watched it, but yeah, I just seem to enjoy it a little bit more every time. So the story to this one is about a girl getting trapped in a building with a killer clown on Halloween night. And that's basically your story, guys. There's a little bit more to it, but this is very basic for even for slashers. But I think it's done extremely well, and it's relentlessly brutal. It has a real dark tone throughout, and I just really enjoy all the characters. They're all likable, especially our main lead, Tara. I think she's great. She's like this cute goth-looking girl who's real smart, responsible. You really root for her survival throughout this entire thing. And she even knew to avoid this creepy ass clown from the start. But unfortunately, they still ended up meeting up. But Tara does put up a good fight in this. And I am pretty mixed on how they handle her character. The first time I watched this, it completely ruined it for me, what they do with her. But I kind of warmed up to it a bit on this third watch. Because, you know what, it does make the movie a lot less predictable, I suppose. And her sister does a great job in the final act as well. It's just unfortunate we didn't get to spend as much time with her, invest with her character, so certain things just don't hit as hard with her. Our villain, Art the Clown, is played by David Howard Thornton, and he does an incredible job, man. What a performance. At the starting of this film, you see the character put on his makeup, like you see him in his human form, and then he starts putting his makeup on to become the clown. And I feel like that's like the closest you'll ever get in this movie to seeing him human-like, you know, because you'll know if you when you watch this movie how friggin' psycho this clown is. Dude is just creepy as hell. He's basically a mute, like he doesn't really talk, but his expressions, like facial expressions and stuff, speak 1,000 words. There's times where he just like kind of freezes and it's right creepy, and then he'll like move right sporadically or do this weird freaking smile. His grin is so freaking scary for some reason. I don't know. He just really pulls it off. Not to mention he's also a complete freaking weirdo too. Like that whole scene where he's in the bathroom and writes his name on the wall with shit. It's like, that was kind of odd, but it just makes this character more mysterious and disgusting and vile, and you know, it goes along with it, I find. And he definitely looks scariest near the end when he's dressed as has like the woman's skin on and the wig and that. Like, that's nightmare fuel right there. And it's interesting to me because we don't know a whole lot about him, and I feel like that's what makes him work. He's almost like a Myers in this case. We don't really get an origin story or anything in this movie. We don't know what's his motivation, what makes him tick, what was his trauma, or we don't know anything about him. So that's what makes him so unique, mysterious, unpredictable, and I really think that he's gonna go down as one of the greats in the near future. And his kills are definitely not for the faint of heart. They're gory as fuck. Like, oh my god, are they disgusting, but they look awesome. We got a lot of dismemberments, mutilations, of course the big one, the girl hacked in half, upside down into that direction. And it's the first time you watch this, you're like, what the hell am I watching? It's so bonkers, but it's just incredible what they're able to do with the special effects, with the practical effects, I should say, for on this looks like a tight budget, if you know what I mean. Not the biggest budget, but they do a fantastic job. And to add to that kill with the girl getting hacked in half, it's just the way that Art's doing it while he's like almost like laughing and grinning, and like he's enjoying it so much that it's just like such a contrast of what we're watching. And oh my god, he's just a complete nut bar. But what you do notice with its low budget is the sets. We mostly spend our time in this haggard ass building or in like a parking garage. There's not a whole lot of eye candy here, and yeah, you just notice that they didn't have the crazy set designs and whatnot with their budget. It's unfortunate. It makes it feel a little cheap, but everything else is so good with the kills and the villain and that I can kind of overlook that. And I don't think the whole morgue scene at the end was very necessary. It just felt, again, kind of cheap. They added like a little supernatural element to the film, which I didn't like, and it's basically just trying to leave the door open for future sequels, which is awesome that we're getting a sequel, but I don't think this is the way to do it. I prefer the way the movie ended before the morgue scene. That was a way better way for art to go out, but whatever, at least we're getting part two. And the way that they handled that reveal at the very end from the woman at the very start in the interview with the mangled face, how we get that reveal of who it was at the end, I thought that was pretty clever. I didn't really see that coming. You kind of forget about that part as you're watching the rest of this film, and it adds to this basic story. It gives you just another element there, I feel. So where the movie lacks in story depth, I think it makes up for it in kills, dark tone and atmosphere. You get that Halloween vibe, great villain, and it's just sadistic, man. And I'm definitely going to recommend this to anybody who is into this kind of stuff, brutal stuff, can stomach like a little bit of torture porn and whatnot. It's not for the faint of heart, that's for sure, but I think it's a hell of a time, and this really was the birth of a new horror villain, I believe. Even though he's in All Hallows Eve, but that's more of an anthology and it wasn't like a proper movie. This was the first proper film where art really got to perform. And I think David Howard Thornton did such a great job, and I'm glad he returned for the sequel. Can't wait to watch it, guys. And when I do get to see it, I'll be sure to do a review for you. So guys, don't forget to go down in the comment section and let me know what you think of Terrifier. Did you like it? Did you hate it? I know it's fairly mixed in the horror community, but like I said, after a few rewatches, I really tend to enjoy it myself, so maybe give it another try if you didn't care for it the first time. And that's all I got for you guys today. Hope you have a good one, and thanks for watching.